Call the meeting to order.
Nichols,
Yes.
Lesh,
Yes.
Williams, we're going to say is absent. Miller,
Yes.
Botts.
Yes.
First on the agenda this evening, we have a presentation, Missouri LTAP Road Scholar 1 Certificate, Andy Mills, Street Maintenance Crew Leader. Bruce?
We're going to turn to Kenzie Russell to do the presentation.
I'm happy to be able to do this this evening. Have with me our street superintendent, Kevin Barker, to help, and then Andy Mills and his wife. Andy has, over the past 2 years, earned this certificate from the local technical assistance program. I was privileged to be on the advisory board a few years ago when the decision was made to start this program, Road Scholar, R-O-A-D Scholar program. It was recognized that there really wasn't anything in place by way of a structured training program for our street maintenance workers, our road maintenance workers throughout the state. And this developed after looking at a number of other states and what they had in place. So there are several levels to the program, level 1, 2, and 3. Andy has completed level 1. He is one of the first 100 in the state of Missouri to complete the program. In fact, to date, 66 people have completed it. One in our area, there are 8 in Boone County that have completed it, 1 in Pike County that have completed it, and now Andy here in Mexico. The others are scattered out through the rest of the state. The basic level 1 required a coursework in communication skills, in work zone safety, and in workplace and job safety as core requirements. And then there were some electives that he could take, including snow and ice control, signing and pavement marking, preventive pavement maintenance, culvert installation, and some things like that. If Andy chooses to proceed to level 2, and I hope that he will, these courses are oriented more towards the supervisory level and would include some additional communication skills, some human resource skills, as well as additional skills in the technical areas of hydrology or culverts, road safety assessment, and areas like that. So I'm very pleased that Andy has been the first in our organization to earn this. We do have a couple of others that are close, and I'd like to ask Andy to come up, and I have a certificate to present, and Kevin has a Carhartt jacket that the first 100 also get. We'll get turn around again for the camera here, Andy. Congratulations. The jacket has the LTAC logo and Road Scholar on the pocket and on the sleeve, so you can wear that at work and be recognized.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Again, congratulations and thank you for your efforts there and improvement and the safety of our workers out there, doing a great job for the City of Mexico.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have the approval of the minutes, and we have some minutes here from January 28, 2013. That was a work session meeting. I move for approval of those minutes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Nash?
Yes?
Miller?
Yes.
Botts?
Abstain as I was absent.
The next two sets of minutes we'll have to pass on tonight, at least at this time. We might come back to them later. Next on the agenda, we have a public hearing. This is to discuss the past performance of the City of Mexico in carrying out 2007 ED07 Community Development Block Grant Project. And I move to open the public hearing.
Second.
Nichols?
Yes.
Lash?
Yes?
Miller?
Yes.
Botts?
Yes.
Bruce?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a grant that was for road infrastructure improvements related to Mid-America Brick. And this is a closeout hearing on this, and I will turn to Rita to discuss what we are doing with this.
This public hearing is to discuss the past performance of the city in carrying out the city's FY 2007 ED07 Community Development Block Grant Project, which is an industrial infrastructure grant in the amount of $600,000 for road infrastructure improvements to Mid-America Brick. This grant was awarded to the city in December 2007. The city has made a request to the Department of Economic Development to deobligate the grant funds. The brick industry is suffering from the depressed economy, and Mid-America Brick has not created the jobs necessary to support the expenditures of the grant fund as required. Total job creation was for Mid-America Brick was 74 jobs, with 51% benefit to persons of low to moderate income, and a private investment of $19,500,000. To date, Mid-America Brick has created 42 jobs, with 69% being low to moderate income. If the economic conditions improve and Mid-America Brick is capable of meeting the requirements, the city will reapply for the grant funds. City staff is here present tonight to answer any questions regarding the block grant program. And as we said in the beginning, this is a state requirement that you actually bring the submittal of the application to a public hearing, and whether at the closeout you have to redo a public hearing or the deobligation of the funds. Staff recommends that council proceed with the advertised public hearing.
Okay, we got it open for questions. Anyone like to comment or question?
Did we expend any funds?
We have expended no funds under this grant. Now, maybe I should clarify. We actually had some engineering costs that we had, that was the match that the city did, but we had those costs. We've expended none of the grant funds, and we drew no grant funds down.
Okay. Any comments? Questions? Seeing none, thank you, Rita. I move that we close the public hearing.
Second.
Nichols?
Yes.
Lash?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Botts?
Yes.
Next on the agenda, we have a resolution, Bill number 2013-16, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a memorandum of understanding with the East Central Drug Task Force. This is up for reading and passage. Bruce?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a cooperative agreement that we have had in effect for some time, working with other jurisdictions for drug enforcement and drug control. And I'm going to turn to Susan Rocket to cover the details, Chief.
This is more or less just reaffirming the same MOU that we've had since 2001. I don't think that we have any changes, or any changes have been made to it. What I want to show you is just a kind of an update on their progress that they've made, and I just have a few short slides. just click it on the left. Okay. This is just for the last half. This is just the numbers that I was able to put together today on the last half of their totals. This is from July to December. They got 3,564 grams of methamphetamine. And just to give you perspective, in case you're not sure what a gram, about a packet of Equal or Splenda is a gram, and 20 pounds of anhydrous ammonia. There's a couple of other precursors, things that are used to make methamphetamine. Anhydrous is one of them. Marijuana, processed marijuana, ready, bagged up and ready to go, 22,000 plus, and 36 plants. 54 grams of cocaine. Apparently that's not as in vogue as it has been. Synthetic drugs, and these are all the synthetic marijuana, synthetic cocaine, and methamphetamine, for a total of 1,078 grams. And you'll see here are the different ways it's packaged. K2 is a synthetic marijuana, bath salts, things like that. All the prescription drugs, and then pseudoepinephrine, which is one of the precursors for methamphetamine. 24 firearms, and these are just photos of things. They're not exactly the ones that were seized. And drug labs, I picked that photo because that's about standard for a drug lab. 32 drug labs, 24 firearms. And resulting in 28 search warrants, 80 arrests, and the 80 were arrested on 108 separate charges. So that's 6 months worth of work there for the drug task force. If there's any questions, I'll do my best to answer them for you.
I think I saw something recently, and I don't remember where I saw it, that Missouri is still leading the nation in met labs.
I don't know if we're number one, but we're probably on the top. Any place they grow corn is going to be methamphetamine.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Our reporter is telling us number 2.
Oh,
so
number 2?
That's what, I know it was a big number compared to the other states around us, but it looked to me like there was only like 2 cases in Audrain County.
Of manufacture?
I'm not sure. It just
Okay.
said met labs, so
Yeah.
that were actually, but
Yeah, it's an insidious drug, that's for sure.
That's something we don't want to be number one on.
Exactly.
How big of a dent do you think that put in the overall drug problem?
How much what?
How much of a dent?
80 people being out of the swim? I like to think that it made a dent.
I'd like to see that about 8,000 or 9,000.
Yeah.
So this is the renewal of the contract for the fiscal year, and we did budget and anticipate to contribute $12,000 for this grant year.
Make motion to agree with bill number 2013-16.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nichols?
Yes.
Lesh?
yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Botts?
Yes. Bill number 2013-16, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a memorandum of understanding with the East Central Drug Task Force. Whereas the East Central Drug Task Force is a joint cooperative effort between the sheriff's offices in Audrain, Montgomery, and Warren counties, and police departments in the cities of Bowling Green, Mexico, Montgomery City, and Vandalia, and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. And whereas the East Central Drug Task Force identifies and targets for prosecution the most criminally active drug enterprises that affect the task force area, and all criminal activities of the drug enterprises are addressed by the task force. And whereas the City of Mexico desires to execute a memorandum of understanding with the East Central Drug Task Force, now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Mexico, Missouri as follows. Section 1, the city manager is hereby authorized to execute the memorandum of understanding with the East Central Drug Task Force. The memorandum of understanding is attached and marked as Exhibit A. Section 2, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the time of its passage. I move for passage of bill number 2013-16.
Nichols?
Yes.
Lesh?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Bots.
Yes.
Next, under other business, we have the claims. And I move we pay the bills.
Second.
Nichols?
Yes.
Lesh?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Bott?
Yes.
Next on the agenda, we have council comments. Councilman Botts.
I just want to commend Andy, even though he's left, for being willing to continue his education and along the line of his job and improve himself in that way. And I want to thank the street crews for their hard work. We've had a tough time with all that snow. I wasn't here for some of it, but I won't say that too loud. Anyway, very thankful for their work.
I want to commend Andy also. And I leave town for 3 weeks, and y'all, look what y'all did in my town. Snow everywhere. I missed on most of it. Glad to be back. That's all I got.
Well, I too would commend Andy, but I also commend Kevin and Kenzie for encouraging that additional education for our folks. I think that's great. And I think it's the kind of thing that reflects well on the city of Mexico and the people who work for it. Thank you.
Just a couple things, Your Honor. With the warmer temperatures, the melting of the snow, with the rain we've had some minor flooding issues. I think we've weathered those pretty well. The wastewater plant is moving about, 4.5 million gallons right now a day?
Actually, this afternoon it was about 5.1.
So, as you can see, it's taken on a lot of water with this runoff and everything, but that's kind of somewhat expected. But the weather also brings potholes, and they're going to be working on those. I think fortunately, maybe some of the city streets have fared a little better than maybe a couple of the state roads through town, so. But anyway, we'll be out working on those. The other thing as part of that storm, with the trees issues, the brush site is open now daily as far as the summer hours goes, and it was in the ledger today, which listed those hours and everything, so anyone, available to get your branches and so on out there. And as far as right-of-ways go, the crews will be out taking care of some of those issues here when they get the time here in the next couple of weeks, so. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Public comments. Do we have any public comments at this point? Is seeing none, hearing none, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Nichols?
Yes.
Lesh?
Yes?
Miller?
Yes.
Botts?
Yes.